Welcome to LinguaWire English B1. Today, we have two stories. One about the US boarding a ship carrying Iranian oil, and another about a big ice block blocking the Everest climbing route. Follow us to practice your English every day with the latest episode. For transcripts and quizzes, visit linguawire.com. I'm here with Sarah, LinguaWire's world news reporter. Sarah, what exactly happened with the US and the Iranian ship?
The U.S. Navy got on board a ship called the MT Majestic X in the Indian Ocean. This ship was carrying Iranian oil. The U.S. says the ship broke the law because of sanctions against Iran.
So this is part of a bigger action? What is new now?
Yes, since April 13th, the U.S. has blocked ships going to and from Iran. They have stopped 33 ships so far. This boarding is the latest step. President Trump said the blockade is 100% effective.
Why is the US doing this? What is the reason behind the blockade?
The U.S. wants to stop Iran from making money from oil and from charging fees to ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump said Iran is getting no business because of this.
That sounds serious. What could happen next?
The U.S. says it will keep stopping ships that help Iran. Trump also told the Navy to shoot and kill any boat that puts mines in the Strait of Hormuz. This could make the situation more tense.
Interesting. And yet Iran called one US ship action piracy. What does that mean?
Iran says the U.S. is acting like pirates, which means stealing or attacking ships illegally. It shows how angry Iran is about the blockade.
What else is important here?
Iran says it has started to collect money from fees on ships using the Strait of Hormuz. This money went to Iran's central bank. It shows Iran is still trying to control the area.
Thanks, Sarah. That gives us a clear picture of a tense situation at sea. How many ships has the U.S. stopped in total?
The U.S. Central Command says it has told 33 ships to return to port since the blockade started. This shows how active the U.S. Navy is in this area.
And what did President Trump say about the offer from Iran to reopen the strait?
Trump said he refused Iran's offer to reopen the Strait of Hormuz 3 days ago. He said, "It will open when we make a deal." This means the strait will stay closed until the U.S. and Iran agree on something.
Now I'm with Adam, LinguaWire's environment reporter. Adam, what is happening on Mount Everest right now?
A huge block of ice called a serac is blocking the climbing path just below Camp 1 on Everest. It is about 30 meters high. This is stopping the icefall doctors from fixing ropes and ladders for climbers.
So this is new news for the climbing season?
Yes, it is a big delay. The icefall doctors usually fix the path up to Camp 3 by now, but this ice block is stopping them. Climbers may have to wait weeks longer to start their climb safely.
Why can't they remove or melt the ice?
They tried but found no way to melt it using tools or machines. The only choice is to wait for the ice to melt naturally. The ice is unstable, so it might break and melt soon, but no one knows exactly when.
Why does this matter for climbers this year?
The delay means there could be traffic jams on the mountain. Climbers usually move between camps to get used to the height, but now they must wait. This could cause many climbers to be on the path at the same time later.
That sounds dangerous. What did the climber Purnima Shrestha say about this?
She said the delay adds worries about crowds on the mountain. She's preparing to climb Everest for the 6th time and knows how important the path is for safety.
What else is interesting about the Icefall doctors?
They work for the Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee. They reached base camp 3 weeks ago, but still cannot open the path past the ice block. This shows how serious the problem is.
How high is Camp 2, where they usually fix ropes?
Camp 2 is at about 8,400 metres above sea level. The Icefall doctors are responsible for fixing ropes up to that point.
And what does Angsaki Sherpa say about the ice block?
He said he expects the Sirak to melt soon because its lower part is weak. This means the ice might break and clear the path in the next days.
Thanks, Adam. It sounds like a difficult start to the climbing season. Let's look at some useful words from our first story about the US and Iran. The theme is sea and navy actions. First word, blockade. A blockade means stopping ships or people from entering or leaving a place. In the story, the US put a blockade on ships going to and from Iran. For example, the Navy set up a blockade to protect the coast. Second word, intercepted. This means stopping or catching a ship or message before it reaches its destination. The US intercepted 33 ships during the blockade. For example, the police intercepted the stolen car on the highway. Third word, tolls. Tolls are fees or money paid to use a road or waterway. Iran collected tolls from ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. For example, we paid tolls to cross the bridge. Now for our second part, a useful verb from today's episode, to board. To board means to get onto a ship, plane, or vehicle. It is a regular verb, so in the past tense, it becomes boarded. For example, the passengers boarded the plane at 9 a.m., and the Navy boarded the ship to check it. This verb is important because it shows an action that starts a process, like checking or entering a ship. Remember, we say board in the present and boarded in the past. For example, yesterday they boarded the ship. Using board helps you talk about entering vehicles or ships clearly and simply. Follow LinguaWire for the latest daily episode and build your daily language habit with us.